Hello, my name is JustJaime, they, them, and I am head of media at Trans Academy. When I'm not working at the academy, I'm usually like in Unity doing something related to like avatar creation or world creation, or I'm DJing. If I am completely off my computer, then I like going for walks and picnics in parks, and I also really enjoy museums. Yeah, I like having the right date is all. Okay, yes, got it. All right. So I joined the Trans Academy volunteers April 17th of 2023. But I was in the actual Trans Academy Discord some months before then. So Scout had asked me if I wanted to be involved, and he had heard through the grapevine, because word travels fast in the VR chat community, that I had been involved in activism, specifically Black Lives Matter activism in Japan. So he asked me if I wanted to take part, and while I did agree to join the Discord, at the time I said I didn't want to be any further involved. I was actually leaving Japan, and I had just gotten out of a long-term relationship, and I needed to find a new job. So there was a lot going on, and I didn't feel like I could put the focus on Trans Academy that it needed. And I kind of stashed the Discord at the bottom of my list, and I'm gonna be honest, I kind of forgot it even existed until Fia's video came out, Fia's famous video about the Trans Academy, and I was watching that video, and my thought process was basically, wow, this is amazing. The branding could use some tightening up. Like, I like where it's going, but it could just use some more cohesiveness. So I pulled the Discord back up, and when I joined, I was like I think the 12th person in the Discord, and now there was over 1,000 people. So it like really blew up because of Fia's video. And I applied to work with the media team, and I was brought in as the media head, which was unexpected for me, but I really, I guess, kind of fell into the role, and I actually really enjoy it. I'm glad to do it, and I work with a great team.
Yay, we love you.
Love y'all too. The Academy has changed a lot since I first started. I mean, for one, when I started, we weren't a 501c3 nonprofit organization. It was like, that idea was something of like, this is something we'll do someday. And it's honestly amazing at how quickly we've been able to become a registered nonprofit. So we had a lot fewer volunteers, and the community was smaller. The community has only grown exponentially over time, but we also had a lot fewer volunteers. Like, I was pulling a huge double duty as not just the head of media, but also the sole graphic designer. So now we have more graphic designers, now we have illustrators. The film team has increased. At the time that I started, the broadcast team, formerly stream team, existed under media, and it was one person just streaming everything all the time. Now there's a whole team of broadcasters, and stream team has separated off into broadcast team, and they are their own team now. So yeah, there's been a lot of change as far as like hierarchies and the different numbers of teams and numbers of volunteers within the organization, and the fact that we're even an organization at all. It's we have a long way to go, but it's pretty amazing to see where we've gotten in such a short amount of time. I mean, Trans Academy has only been around a little over 2 years. I think the first for sure, the very first thing I worked on at Trans Academy is the brand guide. So for those who don't know, Trans Academy has a brand guide, and a brand guide is just basically, it's the sort of Bible that shows what everything is supposed to look like as far as branding, visuals, graphic design, even film to an extent. The brand guide dictates what colors we use, what fonts we use, which logos go where and at what size. So brand guides are very important, and they're very well known to be used at all sorts of companies and organizations like ours. So yes, the brand guide was the very first thing I created, and along with the brand guide was the revamp of the Trans Academy logo. So I did not initially create the Trans Academy logo. I do believe it was Tizzy who created it. However, I recreated it to help balance it out more and make it more fitting for different types of spaces. So for instance, we have the moon logo, which I think is probably the most well-known or most popular logo that fits well within square spaces. And then we have the all typography, which means only letters for longer spaces. And then the most recent logo iteration that we've introduced is the moon TA logo, which is used only for small spaces. The TA moon logo is also the one logo that we don't give out. So when people come to us and ask us for our logo for advertising or anything like that, we can give out the moon logo that says Trans Academy, and we can give out the Trans Academy like typography logo, but we don't give out the small one. So let's see. Oh gosh, I'm gonna do a couple of proud moments at the Academy. I think my proudest moment for me personally was after the VR chat panel at Trans Pride VR one year. On came up to me and he mentioned how good the branding of Trans Academy looks and how cohesive it looks. And that made me really happy because, you know, at the time, I was the only graphic designer on staff, so I had done all the branding and all the look myself. And so that just made me really happy and really proud to have someone who works with VRChat staff and someone who works in branding and art to come and like compliment my work like that. So that was great for me personally. As far as just in general, I guess I would say I'm proud when anyone comes along and compliments our team. People will often come and talk about not only how professional the branding looks, but how well edited and accessible our videos are, and how accessible the broadcasts are for the streaming on Twitch, and the fact that everything is available as far as VODs and things like that, right? Media team is a team that's not really seen, and I'll say by extension broadcast team as well. The team members are not really seen in the spotlight, right? They're often not on stage, quite quiet so that they can, listen and hear into everything going on. And a lot of us are introverts too as well, right? So it's nice to hear that people appreciate things like the broadcast, like the art direction, the mascots, the illustration. People love the mascots, right? And even the EOZ straps, like that was worked by people on media team internally. So it makes me really proud and proud of my team when people compliment the work that we do. And it helps me remember that, our work is just as important as every other team's work there, even if it's more like front-facing. We help give Trans Academy the look that it has. And it's important to put our professional face out there. Personally, Trans Academy gives me a great sense of fulfillment. I know that we're helping people. I know that we're saving lives. And I hesitate to say that. That can sound very big, maybe a bit pretentious. But the stories that I've heard from people who frequent the academy, who come to the moonlets, who come to the voice classes, who come to our events, who even just hang out in the space, you know? They talk about how important Trans Academy is to them, how it gives them a space to be themselves, to be respected, to be free, you know, and we're catering to people all over the world in some places where people don't have the safety, the freedom to be who they are. And so that they can log on, whether with a headset, on desktop, even on a phone, you know, and come and just feel at peace for a little while. That makes me so happy, you know, because, you know, volunteering for Trans Academy, it's work. It is real work, and it can be frustrating work sometimes. You know, it's not always fun. It's not always rainbows and roses. But when I hear the stories from our community members, that everything that we're doing is so worth it, and I get teary-eyed every time. It never gets old just hearing stories from community members about what Trans Academy has done for them. So I'm thankful that I can be a part of that, and I'm glad that we're helping people, and I thank the community for, you know, always giving feedback to us as well. Most of the progression I'd like to see in the academy is probably reflected in just production value and world size. People don't realize that the media team is actually very small. It's not even 15 people, and that's separating out broadcast team, but even adding in broadcast team is under 20 people, right? So we're doing a lot with very few people. So in the future, I would love to not only expand the size of the team, but also just expand the production value. I'd like for us to be able to put out multiple series at a time, and not just informative things, but like fun things too, and more interviews with the community and things like that. It's harder when we don't have as many people to be really community facing and community focused, so that's definitely something I'd like to see. World-wise, I'd really just like to see an increase to the world. We kind of have internals, like an interior. However, the interior is pretty small. There isn't much going on there, although the dorms are very cool, and I'm glad that's something we can provide to our members. But I'd really like it to have a campus feel. For me personally, university was one of the most fun times of my life, just hanging out on campus, going to different like buildings and clubs and things like that. And I'd love it if we could just replicate that feeling within VR chat, really make it feel like a campus, and have more interiors, have different sections for different identities and different clubs and groups and things like that. That would be awesome. That would be great. To the community, I want people to tell us what they want to see. We're always being told what we're doing well and that they really like our stuff, which I greatly appreciate. But I want to know like what it is you want to see. So make a media ticket. If you have an idea for something, make a media ticket. Tell us about it. Because we try our best to come up with ideas, but sometimes we need some help. And we need people too. So if you have skills in filming, music production, graphic design, illustration, photography, then please sign up to join. I just recently revamped the volunteer sign-up forms, so it's more in-depth now, but hopefully with that in-depthness, we can get people who really know their stuff and would like to help out. And if you feel like you're not super skilled or not an expert in something, don't let that stop you from trying to sign up. Right now, we don't quite have the numbers to really start like teaching people how to do things like graphic design in filmography. However, we'd like to get to that point. So the more we can bolster our volunteer numbers as far as like people who really know their stuff, the more then we can start bringing in people and teaching them. Because at the end of the day, Trans Academy is supposed to be a place to learn and grow. And so we'd love to help people with skill building. And these are skills that can be utilized not only in VR chat, but in the real world. Graphic design is my day job. I am a graphic designer. And so, you know, I always am looking to mentor people if that's something they would like to do as well. Final words would be, I just thank you all for being the community that you are. You know, we wouldn't be here without you, and we are here for you. And so I just hope that, you know, I can keep working with you all, with my team, to keep putting out great things. And we have lots of ideas. And I'm looking forward to what's coming down the pipeline. I had something kind of funny I wanted to say. So yeah, every April Fool's, I like to change my name to Justine Jameson, and I'm like, oh yeah, you didn't realize it was a short name the whole time. My name is not Jamie, but no, my name is Jamie. All right, okay, we're done now.
We're done. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're done.
Thank you.